A lot of breaking news today, folks. The IRS is not just a tax man anymore. They're armed agents that have been weaponized by the left against their political opposition. Remember Obama's IRS and Lois Lerner targeting conservative groups applying for tax-exempt status, or how Paul Manafort being charged over taxes. Folks, show me the man and I'll show you the crime is a saying for a reason. And now the Democrats want 87,000 new armed IRS agents. Who do you think this army will go after? Joining me now is the author of Political Prisoner and former Trump campaign chair and attorney Paul Manafort. Mr. Manafort, thanks for joining us. Let me just get your first reaction to all these, what you've seen since Monday, the raid, the warrant, the exposing of the warrant. What's your take?
It's the destruction of our country and our democracy and our Constitution. I mean, the Biden administration has shown that it will go to any levels to try and destroy a political opponent. I mean, it's banana republic kind of stuff. I mean, I find it interesting. Biden, I did a lot of work in Ukraine, and when one of the issues that happened in Ukraine during my term there was the president went after one of his political opponents, and Biden went after President Yanukovych real hard, saying, you cannot go after a political opponent. You cannot try to do that because you will destroy the fabric of a growing democracy. Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't believe that the same rules apply to him and his administration.
Mr. Manafort, is the IRS weaponized? Is the Department of Justice weaponized? And if so, who corrupted them? And when did it happen? How did it happen?
It's been going on certainly since the Obama years. I mean, during the Obama years, the Justice Department showed that it put its political survival first. I mean, Eric Holder, the Attorney General, said he'd be Obama's wingman, and he was. Merrick Garland is probably Biden's henchman because he's gone to territory that nobody has ever gone before. But you look at everything. You look at how in the Obama years they went after the conservative organizations through the IRS, and in 2016, when President Trump was emerging as a serious candidate for president, they created a fake hoax, which, thanks to the Durham investigation, we have now got proof that from the very beginning, in early July, Hillary Clinton instructed her campaign manager to put out false rumors on dirty tricks on Donald Trump being connected to Russia and being part of colluding with Russia to defeat Hillary Clinton. We know that from your own campaign manager admitting it under oath.
So Paul, just let's stop here for a second. And I go back to those days. John McCain, Hillary Clinton had the Oppo research. They called it Oppo research. It was Russian. It was the dossier that was all bull. Sorry. Hillary gave it to John McCain. John McCain handed it to the FBI. The FBI goes to the FISA court and gets a warrant, not unlike this warrant, to spy on, to wiretap Trump Tower and the candidate Trump. I mean, let's not put it beyond the FBI to do something underhanded. Am I right?
Well, in fact, that's why we need to see the affidavit on this raid on Trump's home, because it was the affidavit where the FBI, Kevin Kleinsmith, actually lied in order to try, after 3 failed attempts to get a FISA warrant, he lied in the 4th FISA application in the affidavit. That's where the crime was committed. So we've got to see the same thing here, because if the FBI would alter the affidavit to go after a candidate, we know they're trying to destroy Donald Trump. We know the Biden administration is fearful that Trump is going to run for president. We know that recent polls show Trump winning against not only Biden, but others. And they are trying to destroy a political opponent through the Justice Department and the FBI. Never before in our republic has that happened.
All right, take a listen to this. And we made the case earlier in the monologue that, they'll start with the conviction and then later trying to figure out the evidence to support the conviction. Letitia James is the Attorney General of New York. Even before she was elected Attorney General, she was telling people she was going after Trump. She was going to take Trump down, and she continued to do that after she was elected Attorney General. What a surprise that a day or two after the raid on Mar-a-Lago, Letitia James brings Trump in for a deposition. Take a listen to this soundbite.
Will you sue him for us? Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the He's going to know my name personally.
I love it.
We need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. We need to follow his money. We need to find out where he's laundered money. All of those transactions have happened here in New York City. Tell this president and every other individual that no one is above the law. Running for Attorney General.
Let's come out of that. Let's come out of that, you guys. Paul, did you hear that line? We need to find, and she named the crimes that she was going to find him and evidence for. That's not justice. That's not rule of law. That is communism. That is Stalinism. That is Marxism.
That's the deep state at work. I mean, because they then weaponize the Justice Department, they weaponize the Attorney General's office in the case of New York, and they go in search of a crime because of a political opponent that they fear. That's the danger that we're entering into.
Paul, in that soundbite, she accused him of money laundering. She didn't have anything. She already had the conviction and the crime, and then she took a year or 2 or 3 to find something that they were trying to hang on Trump. Sorry, go ahead. Final thought.
In my book, I lay out all the crimes they went after me for. I had been cleared of by the U.S. government, but they got somebody to lie. And they went after me because they were trying to break me, to try and get me to give them Donald Trump. I wouldn't do it. So I know the tactic, and they leak information. They put gag orders on you. They throw you in solitary confinement. They have a group of friends in the media that they leak things through, and all of a sudden, the big lie becomes standard information in all the articles. I mean, we're seeing it again. They did it in the Russian hoax. They did it in the impeachments, again, 2 impeachments against Trump, and they're doing it again now.
Paul Manafort, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate being with you.
J.P. Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.